Can you all hear me? Is my voice or
Sub-query.
queries? Okay. Okay. So what we did in a subquery, what do you mean by a subquery? When we write a query inside another query, that is known as a subquery. So we wrote the subqueries in where condition. Okay. Now today let's see. So we wrote a subquery in a where condition. Now in our student table, in result table, what fields we were having? Roll number, subject number, and marks, right? Suppose 1, 1, 70. Suppose these are the marks. Okay. Now, along with this marks, in the output, I want to display difference of max and marks. If I want to display the difference of maximum marks with the marks obtained, then what should be over here? What is the maximum marks we got? In this data, what is the maximum marks?
70.
70. Or suppose I want to display maximum marks along with the marks and then I want to display the difference. So 70. For each and every record, 70 will remain the maximum marks. Yes or no? Maximum थोड़ी change हो जाएगा. Now along with it, I want to show the difference. So 70 minus 70 is 0. 70 minus 45,
25.
25. Then 70 minus 35 is 35. And 70 minus 56 is 14.
14.
So I want to display this output. Along with the records of the result table, I want to display maximum as well as difference of maximum and marks. So now when we want such a thing, then we need to write a subquery, but in an attribute, as an attribute that I want to display it as a field. So to do that, the way we write a query is select roll number, comma, subject number, comma, marks, comma, select max marks from result. From result. So what this will give me? First, always your inner query is executed first. What is the output of this inner query? What is the output of the inner query?
70.
70, right? Now for each and every record of the outer query, it will display 70 as one of the column value. Okay. So this is known as a subquery in an attribute list, or you can say attribute list subquery. We are writing a subquery, but not in a from condition, but we are where condition, but we are writing it in a attribute list. So they are known as attribute list subquery. Clear up to this? Now, if we want to even have the difference, then we can do like comma, select max marks from from result minus marks as difference. So it will even display you here instead of this, it will display you difference. Okay. So this is known as attribute list subquery. When we write a subquery as if it is a attribute list, that is known as attribute list subquery. Clear what is attribute list subquery? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Write one query. Display display the client display the client okay, change it. Display the product name whose quantity ordered display the product name whose quantity ordered is greater than is greater than average quantity ordered of that product is greater than average quantity ordered of all products is greater than average quantity ordered of all products. Display the product name whose quantity ordered is greater than average quantity ordered of all products. Do it, giving you 5 minutes. 2 minutes और 5 minutes की तो जरूरत ही नहीं होती है. Done, everyone? What should we write? What is the query? Hmm? आप लोग बोलोगे नहीं तो मैं कुछ नहीं करवाने वाली. Then I will start with theory. So whatever you want to do. We need to find at least somebody is answering. चलो टाइप करके तो टाइप करके. Fine. So we need to find the quantity. We need to find the product whose quantity ordered is greater than average quantity ordered. So first we need to find the average quantity ordered. So select average quantity order from which table? From sales order detail. It will return one value. Now the main thing we need to do is we need to display the records from the sales order details. So select star from sales order details where quantity order is less than or greater than. What is the query?
Greater than.
Greater than. So greater than, select the average quantity order from sales order details. Okay. इतना सिंपल क्वेरी लिखने में 4 घंटे क्यों लगाते हो? मैम पूछे नहीं तब तक बताते नहीं हो कि किया नहीं किया. नाउ टुडे.
Ma'am,
हाँ. हाँ बोलो.
but how to display product name in this?
It's asked to display product name.
Yes, display product name whose quantity order is greater than average quantity order.
Then we'll display here p dot description from sales order detail s product mas- master p, where first the join condition p dot product number equal to s dot product number, and you can take st or s, whatever you are comfortable. St and st dot quantity order greater than this. We can combine join and subqueries together. It's allowed.
Okay.
Even we can use join in our subquery also, depending on our requirement, what we need to display. So if we need to display the product description, we will have to join the sales order details with the product table. So we have our joining condition, and another condition is that quantity order should be greater than average quantity ordered. Okay. Now, today, let's learn about. I told you that we're going to do a most important subquery, which is known as correlated correlated subquery. Now, what is this correlated subquery? So, till the subqueries that we have written, is our outer table and inner table dependent on one another? Is your inner query output dependent on your outer query? Here we are writing select max marks from result. So is it depending on anything of the outer query? No, it's an independent query. But when your inner query are not independent, they are dependent on the outer query, then that is known as correlated subquery. It's very similar to your for loops, nested for loop. If I write for I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. For j equal to 0, j less than 2, j plus plus. Okay. Now, what do you mean by this nested loops? X will be displayed how many times? X will be displayed how many times?
6.
6 times, right? How? For I value 0, for I value 0, j will be executed j equal to 0, and j equal to 1. So 2 times for I value 0, then for I value 1, j equal to 0, j equal to 1. And then for I equal to 2, j equal to 0, j equal to 1. So now if you observe it, your inner query or inner loop is executed for each and every value of outer loop same number of times. So for I equal to 0, inner loop is executed 2 times. For I equal to 1, again inner loop is executed 2 times. For I equal to 2, again inner loop is executed 2 times. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, let's consider this in terms of our queries. So, your outer loop is similar to your outer query, and inner loop is similar to your inner query. So, outer loop, your inner subquery. Now, let's not talk in terms of loop. Now, let's talk in terms of subquery. So, inner query is executed for n number of times if your outer query has n records. So for each and every outer query record, inner query will be executed again. अभी तक क्या हो रहा था आपका सब queries में? Till now, how our subquery worked? That first the subquery is executed. Whatever is the value, that is your output, which will be used as an input for the outer query. Now, this inner query, but this inner query is executed how many number of times? अगर हम यही query consider करें select to display the product description whose quantity ordered is greater than average quantity order. The average quantity order कितनी बार execute होगा? That query will be executed how many number of times? हम्म बोलो. अभी के सिचुएशन में इनर क्वेरी कितनी बार एग्जीक्यूट होता है? Hmm? अरे नॉर्मल सब क्वेरीज में आपका इनर क्वेरी कितनी बार एग्जीक्यूट होता है? इफ आई राइट अ सब क्वेरी लाइक दिस, select marks from result where marks greater than select average marks from result. हम्म इनर क्वेरी कितनी बार एग्जीक्यूट होती है? एनीबडी एल्स? एनीबडी एल्स? Yes, it executes only one time. Whatever is the output, suppose my average marks are 60, then that will get replaced over here. And now for each and every record from the outer query, it will compare that their marks is greater than 60, then you display it. So it will take up the first record, 70. Is it 70 greater than 60? Yes. So it will do it. Then 45. Is 45 greater than 60? So it will not do it. So for each and every record of the outer query, we just compare it with the output of the inner query. So output of the inner query is generated only one time. First, before starting the sub query, it first execute the inner query. Its output will be replaced at its place, and then for each and every record of the outer query, we just compare, or whatever condition we have used will be evaluated. Okay? यहाँ तक समझ में आया?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
That inner query is executed only one time before the subquery is executed. Now, the correlated subquery, it means the correlated subquery means that the inner query is executed n number of times if we have n record in our outer query. For the same example, suppose in the outer query we have 4 records, then the inner query should be evaluated 4 number of times, like your nested loop. कि outer query में 3 record थे, for I equal to 0, I less than 3 था, so for 3 times inner query will be executed 3 times. So it's like your nested loop. कि इनर लूप कितनी बार चलेगा, दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन आउटर लूप. कितनी बार आपका आउटर लूप चल रहा है, उतने नंबर ऑफ टाइम्स फिर इनर लूप भी चलेगा. सो इफ हियर I have 4 records, then the inner query will be evaluated 4 times. It will be executed 4 times in a correlated subquery. अभी तक क्या हो रहा था? सिंपल सब क्वेरी में इनर क्वेरी कितनी बार एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है?
One time.
वन टाइम. बट कोरिलेटेड सब क्वेरी में क्या होगा? इट विल बी एग्जीक्यूटेड n number of times if we have n records in the outer query. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Now how to do that? So the way we do that is we need to relate the outer query table with the inner query table. So let's see how to do that. Suppose for the same example that we want to find the product, but now whose quantity ordered is greater than average quantity, but of that particular product, not all the products. See your sales order detail table. Go for product P001. What are the quantity orders? कितनी बार order हुआ है P001?
4 times.
4 times. What are the quantity ordered? I think 10.
4, 10, 10.
4, 10, 10. And one more time it would be there. 0, I think. One time it is 0.
10.
N-
No.
नहीं 10 है. 3 times 10?
Yes.
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 Okay. So what will be the average of this? I think around 8. 8 point
8.2.
something. Yes, right? Now, I want to display only the product, or you can say the product whose quantity ordered is greater than average quantity order but of that particular product. Okay, सबका नहीं, उसी प्रोडक्ट का एवरेज. So first time your sales order detail table, the product number is P001. Second record में कौन सा प्रोडक्ट है? In your second record of the sales order detail table, which record is there? Which product is there? Sales order detail table
P07965.
7965, right? So now 7965 का भी कितनी बार ऑर्डर हुआ है, उसका कितना एवरेज आ रहा है, अगर वो उससे ज्यादा है तो उसका दिखाओ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल सपोज वी आर सेइंग दैट, चलो इसी टेबल के लिए करते हैं, स्टूडेंट के. आई वांट टू डिस्प्ले the student roll number or name if the marks he has obtained is greater than the average marks, is greater than एवरेज ऑफ हिज मार्क्स. तो रोल नंबर 1 के एवरेज मार्क्स कितने हैं? 70 प्लस 45 डिवाइड बाय 2
57.5.
कितना है?
57.5.
57.5. तो उसके इन दोनों रिकॉर्ड में से कौन सा डिस्प्ले होना चाहिए? 70 वाला होना चाहिए कि 45 वाला होना चाहिए?
71.
70, because the average is above 50, so 45 marks are not greater than 50, right? So that shouldn't be displayed. If you go for the average of roll number 2, अगर हम सबकी एवरेज ले तो कितना आ रहा है? 70 plus 45 plus 35 plus 56 divided by 4. What is the average?
51.2.
Total average is 51.2, right? Now, I don't want that it should be greater than the average marks. I want that it should be greater than the average marks of that particular student. Okay, so how should I write it? So see here, select what we need to display. What we need to display? Student roll number and name or record of a result. So select star from result where, what is our condition? That marks should be greater than. But now greater than what? So select average marks from result. If we write only this much, what it will do? It will check for if it is greater than 51.2. But no, I want it student wise. And which student wise? So that roll number of whatever the record is there in the outer query. So for that time, we need to give alias name to our outer query table as well as inner query table. And here we will have the condition where r1 dot roll number equal to r2 dot roll number. Means we are saying, or better option is to write r2 dot roll number equal to r1 dot roll number. So we are saying that you find the average of marks, but of whom? किसका एवरेज फाइंड करना है?
रोल नंबर 1.
If in your outer query the first record is having roll number 1, तो एवरेज रोल नंबर 1 का फाइंड करो. सेकंड रिकॉर्ड में 1 है तो सेकंड टाइम फिर से 1 का फाइंड करो. थर्ड टाइम it is 2, then third time again you execute a sub query with the roll number 3. So your sub query is getting executed n number of times here, 4 times, because your outer query is having 4 records. Got it? कि अगर
Yes.
आपका आउटर क्वेरी में 4 रिकॉर्ड्स है तो इनर क्वेरी 4 टाइम एग्जीक्यूट होगा, बिकॉज वी आर रिलेटिंग इट दैट डिपेंडिंग ऑन द रोल नंबर विच इज इन द आउटर टेबल, यू नीड टू एग्जीक्यूट योर इनर क्वेरी फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर रोल नंबर. तो जितनी बार बाहर का होगा, जितने रिकॉर्ड्स बाहर की क्वेरी में होंगे उतनी बार आपकी सब क्वेरी एग्जीक्यूट होगी. Got it, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes.
ये R1 इक्वल टू R2 इक्वल टू R1 रोल नंबर वाला समझ में नहीं आया.
हमें इनर क्वेरी में एवरेज किसका फाइंड करना है? पूरे टेबल का एवरेज फाइंड करना है तो कुछ नहीं लिखना पड़ेगा, सिंपल इतना लिखूंगी तो चल जाएगा कि सिलेक्ट एवरेज मार्क्स फ्रॉम रिजल्ट. तो मुझे पूरे टेबल का एवरेज नहीं फाइंड करना, मुझे कौन सा रिकॉर्ड डिस्प्ले करना है? मुझे वही रिकॉर्ड डिस्प्ले करने हैं जिनके मार्क्स अपने एवरेज मार्क्स से ज्यादा है. मतलब खुद के, सपोज द फर्स्ट रिकॉर्ड इज रोल नंबर 1, तो रोल नंबर 1 के जो भी मार्क्स है वो तभी डिस्प्ले करने हैं अगर रोल नंबर 1 के एवरेज मार्क्स से ज्यादा है. तो पहला रिकॉर्ड में रोल नंबर 1 है वो कैसे पता चलेगा? तो आउटर क्वेरी में जो रिजल्ट टेबल है उसे हमने नाम दे दिया R1, इनर क्वेरी में उसी टेबल को हमने नाम दे दिया R2. अब एवरेज हम किसका फाइंड करेंगे? तो आउटर क्वेरी में जो रोल नंबर है उसका. तो हमें यहाँ क्या लिखना पड़ेगा कि R2 डॉट रोल नंबर इज इक्वल टू R1 डॉट रोल नंबर. मतलब बाहर वाली क्वेरी में जो रोल नंबर है उसी का एवरेजिंग आप फाइंड करो, और किसी का एवरेज नहीं फाइंड करना है. किसका एवरेज फाइंड करना है? उस रोल नंबर का जो बाहर की क्वेरी में है. Let's take one more example so you will understand it. Write a query. Get the list of get the list of product get the list of product number whose quantity ordered, whose quantity ordered is greater than, whose quantity ordered is greater than their average quantity ordered, is greater than their average quantity order. What the query says? Quantity order should be greater than their quantity ordered should be greater than their quantity ordered. Their quantity ordered means प्रोडक्ट P001 है, तो अगर उसकी जो पहले रिकॉर्ड में क्वांटिटी ऑर्डर्ड है कौन सा था, 4 था, 4 इज नॉट ग्रेटर देन 8, then that particular record should not be displayed. Order 19001 product P001, that should not be displayed. कौन सा आएगा, other order with product P001, because their quantity ordered was 10 and average is 8. क्वेश्चन समझ में आया? See your data, then we'll discuss. Okay, let's take a break of 5 minutes and then we'll meet again. I'm only having